Shalom, shalom. I want to start by giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKudash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching us this doctrine to push forth to the hopeful elect brothers and sisters out there, so that way we may be saved out of Babylon the Great, otherwise known as America. This is Babylon the Great, man. It's a sinful, wicked kingdom, and it leaves us with a lot of habits and unrighteous things and dealings that we've had to deal with to overcome. And today I want to talk about in particular, kill the old man, or the old man will kill you. Okay, kill the old man, or the old man will kill you. Okay, you cannot carry the old man into the kingdom that is promised unto us, man. You can't carry that. Okay, you have to put off those old ways, man. You know, you have to put that off. You can't manage the old man and try to become a new man. The only way to become a new man is to put off the old man. It's the same way. If we want the kingdom of heaven here on the earth, right? The old kingdom has to be put off and done away with. Okay? So I want to start with Ephesians chapter 4, verse 22. And it says, that ye put off concerning the former conversation. Conversation is your conduct, the way you move around, the way you do things. Former conversation of the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lusts, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind, and that ye put on the new man, which after Yahweh is created in righteousness and true holiness. Okay, and that's what that's saying is that old man, your old mindset, your old habits, your old lusts, the pride, because pride is a big problem. Pride gets in the way of salvation, man. Pride gets in the way of that, and you got to do away with that. That old man has a lot of pride, and you can't tell me nothing. I'm this, that, third. Nah, man, that's a Keisha mindset at the end of the day. Okay, that's the Edomite mindset, man. In Esau's mind, he can't be told nothing. Don't be like Esau. Be humble. You know, this video was heavily inspired by the elder Kasat from the DC camp, man. Shout out, salute to the elder. You know, hey, Shalom, Yahabashim Yahshai, Brakatah, Ra'ash, for that video, because it was heavily inspiring. I love wisdom. Okay, and the elder Dakar, man, the elder Dakar, he put out a really good video, man, about how the old man won't be tolerated, and I think that's highly inspiring. You know, hey, Tawadi Yahweh Shimi Al Shah for our leaders, man. Okay, our apostles, our elders, our the elder Akim, the Shatarium, the Sharium, you know, they really are looking after our souls, man. As a younger brother such as myself, I don't know jack, okay, but we doing the best we can. We have to continue to put off that old man. So I want to get Colossians chapter 3 verse 8. Colossians chapter 3 verse 8. Okay, but now ye also put off all these: anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy, filthy communication out of your mouth. You have to change how you talk. You have to change how you speak, because no one knows who you are until you speak. Okay? You don't want the first thing out of your mouth to sound like some nigga shit. Okay? You have to speak like a wise person. But in order to be able to speak like a wise person, you have to have that wisdom. And wisdom, beginning of wisdom is fear of the Lord, right? You have to have the fear of the Lord enough to put off the old man, to become that new man that wisdom is flowering within him, okay? Right? That's the old you, the anger, the ego. And now ego goes both ways, right? You know, I'm quite familiar with that subject. I'm sure a lot of us are. You know, ego does go both ways, because I mean, even before Yeah, I've known that for a long time. As a man, you have to have ego. But when the elder Kasap made that video, it really nailed it into the wood, man. It really hammered that nail into the wood. Okay, you have to have ego in order to stand up to something, in order to fight for something. You have to have ego in order to say no. You have to have ego in order to be able to fight for a righteous cause. Every soldier has an ego, right? But then you have the other side of the ego, where it's an inflationary mindset, like your mind, the knowledge puffeth up, right? The inflationary mindset of, oh, I have this much experience, no, can't nobody tell me nothing. Okay, that's not righteousness, man. That's wicked. Okay, Esau feels like he can't be corrected. Why be like Esau? Okay, you gotta be able to take the correction. You gotta be able to because these men look after your souls. This is part of enduring their hardness. That's in the book of Timothy. You have to be able to endure that hardness. Okay, with myself, when I was in the military, right? When I was in the military, when I first went in, growing up under Keisha, you know, when a man come at you with some authority, that shit don't feel right, because that Keisha mindset, that old man mindset, man, that's a feminine mindset, not being able to take correction, right? It landed me in trouble a couple of times, right? It wasn't life changing trouble, but after about a year in, I was like, okay, I see how the game is played. Yes, sir. Yes, Sergeant. I do exactly what you tell me to do. I knows nothing. Okay. It took a little while, but it adjusted, right? And that is especially the case here in the truth. When you are instructed, when there's something instructed of you, that is for a reason, right? Me personally, I happily accept correction. Happily. If I'm wrong, please tell me. Please tell me I'm wrong. Please, somebody, please help. Okay? Because ain't nobody doing this on their own, right? I even told my own manager, not to ramble on, I'm going to keep it short. I even told my own manager at work, every time you pull me into your office, I get better at my job. Okay? So, with that being said, you cannot bring your old software into a new system and expect the computer to run right. It's not going to work. Okay, the old software, you can't have a 2026 computer and be running Windows XP on it. I'm just saying. Okay, so I'm gonna actually go ahead to Romans chapter 6 and 6. I've talked long enough. Romans chapter 6 and 6, because I have that written down. Romans chapter 6 and 6. Knowing this, that our old man is crucified with him, that the body of sin, Salakia, I'm gonna start over. Knowing this, that our old man is crucified with him, that the body of sin might be destroyed, that henceforth we should not serve sin. Okay? When it's saying crucified, that the old man is a painful, deliberate death. It's not a gradual comfort. It's not hospice, man. It's painful and deliberate, right? Deliberate meaning with intent, violence of action, okay? Assertiveness, assertion in the action that you are putting out there. It's a deliberate. You have to actively seek how to be better than yesterday. That is part of putting off the old man. You have to actively seek how to put that old man off, man, because you can't function in a new thing trying to be the old you. And that's facts. That's that right there. Okay? And a lot of dudes don't change. A lot of dudes don't change because they're trying to negotiate with the old man instead of executing him. You trying to negotiate with the old man instead of getting rid of the old man, man. You can't live like that. And this is a message to myself as well as whoever needs to hear it. Okay? As well as whoever's meant to hear this message. Okay? I'm just a messenger. Right? I'm putting everything in this truth, man. You can't have the old shit coming into the new shit, man. And so I have a precept ready to go. Proverbs. We go to Proverbs, because I gotta get off this video in like 5 minutes. We instructed to keep it short. And I'm glad that container is put on how long we gotta do this. So I gotta keep this short. I gotta drive it home, y'all. I gotta drive it home. Then get to Proverbs chapter 26, verse 11. Proverbs chapter 26, verse 11. As a dog returneth to his vomit, so a fool returneth to his folly. I don't have a dog. I have a cat. I've literally watched my cat eat food, throw it up, and go eat it. Okay? Don't be a beast. Be a man. Don't go back to the old you trying to bring up the new thing. Okay? That's because when you do that, you like parts of the old man that you don't want to get rid of. You justify it. Okay? You can't justify the old man. Okay? And you can't revisit that when it's convenient for you, because then you'll do things which are not convenient. You that puts you in the reprobate mindset, man. Okay, I'm gonna give one more scripture. No, I think I got two more scriptures. Okay, that's Romans 12 and 12. Because if you keep going back to the same sins, the same mindset, the same reactions to shit, and you wonder why shit don't change. You wonder why shit don't change. Because you keep trying to do the same shit. They said the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. That's crazy, right? You can't do the same thing over and over and try to get something different. Okay? That should tell you something, okay? And I'm gonna get Romans chapter 12. Romans chapter 12. Romans chapter 12 and 12. Where is Romans chapter 12? Here it is. Romans chapter 12 and 2. Actually, Salakia. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. Okay? You don't just stop doing bad. You become different. When you change your mind, you become different. Your mind is being rewired daily, on a daily basis. Put off that old man every day, man. It's not behavior modification. It's identity transformation, dog. Identity transformation. Salakia, I'm getting passionate about this subject, but it's identity because you become a new person, and you feel the strength that's coming into you when you putting off that old man and you learning new lessons every day. Okay, that's Yahweh Bashim Yahushua showing his love for you, man. That's Yahweh Bashim Yahushua really showing his love, right? By chastising you and correcting you, and by making sure that old skin is shed off. Okay, and let me get Galatians 5:24, because I got to wrap this up, Israel. I got to wrap this up. Galatians chapter 5 and 24. Galatians chapter 5 and 24. And they that are Hamashiachs have crucified the flesh with affections, with the affections and lust. Right? If you love Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua loves you, man. You'll kill the flesh, man. You can deny the flesh. Okay? And when you deny the flesh, that goes, the affections and the lust go with it. Okay? If you still feeding the old man ain't dead. You can't kill the old man. You gotta starve him. If you still feeding that old man, he not dead. And if he's not dead, he's ruling you. When you trying to be a new man, you can't keep making excuses for the old one. You can't become a new man when you're making excuses for the old one. Oh, this how I always did it. This how I did it growing up. Man, we ain't worried about how you grew up, man. We trying to get out of here. We trying to get the hell out of here. You can't. The Lord Yahweh Shemiel is not going. Now he's not accepting the old you. That's not good enough. This is purely by mercy and faith. Okay. And with that, I hope I hope that this lesson was edifying for those that needed to hear it, as well as myself. Um, and the water Yahweh Shemiel Shai for putting on my spirit to do this lesson. And again, we got to become a new one, a new man every day, man. And that's that. And if we're gonna get out of here, gotta become new. And with that, I want to say shalom.